look, mate, there's been a lot said about this. I know that we're trying to bring new people into our sport, you know, and there's been a few initiatives to attract new fans to Formula One. But, you know, call me old-fashioned, I just think tyres are an integral part of the sport. And I think it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace that the direction that this sport is headed in. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing for, I'd love to say, a Formula 1 race, but it's more of a hover race, isn't it? I have looked into the wheels disappearing after the first stop. I thought it was the Monaco one. I thought it was just maybe me. It was just like a weird thing. Obviously, when it happened again in Canada, I got concerned, so I've been doing a bit of Googling, and it just seems like the patch is stuffed up by any sort of existing save files. So, disappointing. There is a part of me that thinks, do we put the series on pause until the issue is resolved? If feedback on that, I would worry it's another, it could be weeks before they patch it, and then we lose all momentum, we forget what's going on, and the series kind of just dies a sudden death. So yeah, it's just massively disappointing. I have one workaround that I'm going to try this episode to see if it works, but I can't obviously promise that is going to work. And it's going to be the Spanish Grand Prix, which is ultimately what we're here for, isn't it? So we've done really, really well. We're 12 points ahead of Mercedes now, absolutely flying. As we know, there's nothing new on the car. We have done some research. So if we I'm not actually going to do anything, but we now have one chassis, one front wing, one rear wing done. We've done side pods as well. We've got underfloor and suspension to do. We have a new ATR period starting sort of after this race, essentially. So we'll do the underfloor, the suspension, and then given that the chassis is the big thing, we might do that, or I might even look to do a design and an upgrade on the car. So we'll wait and see exactly where we get to with that. Now, one other thing to update you on quickly is the design center needed a refurbishment. I really wanted to do it because I didn't want the ability of it to drop away at all, especially when we are trying to design, next year's car, which is going to be very important for us, I would have thought. So that's where we're at. If you have a look at where we're going here, it is Spain, it's Barcelona, and we're not expecting any rain. There's the circuit map: red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3. Lots and lots of high-speed corners, which should suit us even. 9th and 10th ranked on the grid according to this, so that's positive. Time considerations: 25-second loss in the pits. It's a bit of a tire eater though, so it looks as though soft, medium, soft, if you can do that, would be the way to go. Historically, Norris won around here last season, and our targets, 18th, we really should be aiming for just higher than that, shouldn't we? So we should do that with our eyes closed, hopefully. So there's confirmation of the weather. I'll go and do some free practice, and then I'll see you for qualifying. Okay, so we've done free practice, and it was not too bad. I did sim through the first two just for time reasons, because I get getting sick of sitting there doing free practices, to be honest. So it was 12th and 14th in the first free practice. The second free practice, it was 7th and 10th, so obviously a nice step forward there for us. And there is everybody else. And then FP3 was the one that I took charge of, and it was 8th for Doohan, it was 13th for Van Dorn, and that was with all the engine parts as well. So you can see we're still working on Doohan's setup. Van Dorn is pretty close. The one downside to simming is that A, I don't have full control over what tires we use, and B, it makes it a little bit less likely that we get 100% setups. But honestly, almost I think if in the interest of realism, you shouldn't be getting a perfect setup every time anyway. So I think it actually maybe adds a little bit that I have sort of one free practice to sort of take what the AI has done and sort of perfect it. So yeah, that's what we've got. Q1 should be fine here. So let's go and confirm that. So it was absolutely no problem. Doohan 9 laps, did 3 runs. He was a traffic magnet. I couldn't believe his luck. But anyway, he got his lap in eventually, and that's the main thing. No real surprises in those relegated or eliminated, I should say. But maybe Ricciardo and Hulkenberg being on the back row is a little bit of a surprise. And so to Q2 and our second run. Doohan, you wouldn't believe it, traffic again on his first run there. It was on very, very old tyres. It was sort of their 4th lap. They had a very hard Q1. So he's 16th. This needs to be the lap that counts for him. Van Dorn is probably okay. The reason we went again with him is that if Doohan goes ahead of him, puts in a lap, Hamilton puts in a lap, it's just one other car to do it then that could initially potentially eliminate him. But as tends to be the case, he's not going any faster when he does a good first lap anyway. Doohan, though, he's definitely quick enough to be not 15th, that's for sure. Let's see if he can go, though. This has been a clear lap on fresh tyres, pretty good, and he's still 16th. Jack, what have you done, mate? Well, that is just puzzling. He was so much slower than Van Dorn. I mean, never mind, you know, where he is in the session, just where he is in comparison to Van Dorn he's a second slower, or near enough to it. That is weird. I mean, not even that he's a second slower than Van Dorn, he's a second slower than himself from Q1. So that lap, his best lap there was on the really old tyres. So I didn't see any obvious mistakes. He had a clear lap. That's just a weird one, isn't it? Very, very strange. Anyway, Van Dorn is currently 6th, and as usual, we put on a new set of tyres and he goes slower, because that makes sense, doesn't, especially around Spain. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if he could at least hold position. I don't know if Pourchaire's on a lap, but he's definitely not going to go better here. Pourchaire looks like he has finished his lap. Leclerc is the one that could jump us. And he's just behind us on track. Is he going to go and do it? Is it 6th or 7th? It is 6th. So 6th and 16th makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's like a Sergio Perez qualifying there from Doohan. Alright, let's go and have a look at our strategy options. And it's not even like we can take any penalties with Doohan, because we haven't used, you know, we've got unused parts, so we can't get a new part while there's unused parts. So, yeah, just a very, very strange one. Okay, so medium, soft for Doohan, I think. Alright, so I think we want to be going on to, starting on a softer tyre and then going on to or do we want to, yeah, I think we want to do this with Van Dorn. Because we want to be looking for undercuts, we want to, and we want to be constantly going on to a better tyre. Now, I do wonder with Doohan if it actually maybe does make a little bit of sense to start on a medium, because we should be quicker than the cars around us anyway. Now, what I don't want to do is be sort of preserving tyres needlessly. But if we go on to a soft and then a hard at the end, and that soft stint can be sort of our let's try and make up as much ground as we possibly can in a short period of time, then go on to the hard at the end. So I think my logic is sound there. The other way we could go is with Doohan is start on a soft, you know, pit, get into some free air and sort of try and undercut everybody. But I just, if the problem with that is that if everybody starts on a soft, if everybody starts on a soft, we're not going to have much chance to undercut a lot of people. So, I mean, it's a bit of a risk, isn't it? It could go either way. But I think this is the way that we'll go. We will push for the first lap, and then we will back off with Van Dorn. And I think with Doohan, yeah, I wonder if maybe the first few laps with him, it's just about not losing position. And then when we get DRS, try and pick people off one by one. But Doohan, he's left himself a lot of work to do here, hasn't he? Alright, welcome back. I am looking forward to this one. It's going to be an interesting race with Doohan to see, you know, what he can do from where he is. And Van Dorn looks like he got a pretty good start compared to the car in front of him. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Van Dorn can do. He's in this sort of position now where if he just holds position in 6th, that's absolutely fine. Norris is on a... Is that a double overtake? What a move from Van Dorn! Oh, please give us a replay of that game. Overtakes Bottas, but not only that, he got Alonso as well. Look at this. This is stunning. The trees getting out of the way for us. That's magnificent. Well done, Stoffel Van Dorn. And suddenly he's 4th. He's 4th with a nosebleed. So yeah, I mean, that's huge, obviously. Doohan has moved up one spot. Like I say, I think the start of this race for him is very much just hold position as much as possible. We've got a yellow flag. Is that in front of us or not? Yeah, he's got a few soft tyre runners around him. So what he'll want to do is just try and... Well, if we can get Stroll on the medium and then stay with... If we can stay with Hamilton, actually, because he's out of position as well, isn't he? And that might serve us well. So we'll see what we can do here. Van Dorn's out of position in a good way, Doohan in a bad way. So let's see what we get. Oh, it's just going to be a 3rd place. Wait a second. Norris on a hard tyre. We'll have DRS down the straight. We did just have to back off the tyres, otherwise we were going to eat them alive. As Doohan got Stroll. I'm kind of more interested in watching us get onto the podium potentially here as we go round the outside of Norris. And Van Dorn is 3rd. So Van Dorn has lost a few positions as Alonso sort of forced him out a little bit, and then luckily everybody played ball after that. But yeah, lost a lot of time there as well, didn't he? So that's That's really unfortunate. He'll probably find himself under a little bit of DRS pressure here as well. As there goes Tsunoda. So it was all looking so good, and suddenly it's not. Alright, so we're almost met in the middle now. Doohan is doing a really good job of coming through the field, and Van Dorn is probably just dropping back to our more natural position, which is a shame, obviously, having been up in third for a while there. We could probably race with Bottas on a normal day, but maybe Mercedes have bought an upgrade for Bottas's car. Porsche is really struggling because he's on a medium tyre, but Doohan has got past him. So, yeah, we're going to see where this sort of all shakes out. If Doohan can get past Albon and Tsunoda here, then he's back into the points. So that's not bad to do that within 10 or so laps. Can we do a bit of a Van Dorn double overtake, but not quite, as Van Dorn has got back ahead of Hamilton, which is nice. He just needs to, needs to be as competitive as he can, really, and probably don't want to overtake him before the DRS zone here. But yeah, Doohan is in the points. Huge. 11 laps, and he's almost undone all the damage from qualifying. Got back to where we would expect him to be. Well, we were going to be 9th and 10th, I think. Wasn't that what we were rated coming into the race? So, arguably, he's already got back to where he should. Alright, so we are approaching Van Dorn's pit window to the point where I'm actually considering bringing him in this lap, I think. Because his tyres are at 33. And yeah, I think he's going to start losing a little bit too much time, as there goes Alonso. He had already made his stop, and he's flying, so no shame there. Hopefully we are still going to get the DRS. I think we will with Doohan. Yes, we do. Okay, so that's the main thing. So let's hope we get a decent stop here. Bottas is in, Tsunoda and Ocon as well, so a lot of the soft tyre runners are sort of ditching and getting onto the mediums. And let's see if we keep our tyres, or will they disappear again? 3, 2, 1, and we've kept them. We've kept them. I wonder if they've patched it. Surely, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? That surely they will. Alonso had tyres when he went past too, didn't he? So, yeah. Okay, well, let's hope. I mean, they've got to do it, don't they? It's so ridiculous. We'll see what Doohan does in terms of keeping his tyres. But has anybody who's stopped not got tyres? Who else stopped? Tsunoda, Ocon. Okay, so it looks like everybody's got their front wheels attached, so that's good. Yeah, because I was reading some stuff online, and people saying that it's unplayable. And I mean, to be fair, it just about is. It looks so ridiculous, doesn't it? But yeah, people that are bagging Frontier for not being a good game have been the worst. I mean, I don't know. I think it's good, and it's certainly better than having no Formula One manager game, isn't it? So maybe I've missed something. I am easy to please with games as well. I'll always try and find a positive and put up with a negative if the positives outweigh it. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Doohan's coming in shortly, so we'll come back for that. And yeah, he's going to go into a soft tyre and hopefully not lose too much time between now and when he does go into a soft tyre. So we're kind of racing Tsunoda, aren't we, on the hard? That is more or less our race, Tsunoda and Ocon. So I'll keep an eye on their lap times. And early signs are we haven't lost too much. Oh, we've lost about a second to Ocon, I suppose. Alright, so we are on Doohan's in-lap. He is not losing out too badly. Did a 125 to Tsunoda's 119.7, so about a second. Which, given that, you know, the different of the age of tyres, I don't think is too bad. Now, if this is a safety car, no, it would have been perfect. It's Tsunoda locking up, so that is well, that is perfect, because the gap, it was what, 25 seconds, so 26, so 31. No, 41 seconds. We've got a crash involving Porsche, it looks like, and Russell, is it? Anyway, we're coming in either way, so if they want to throw a safety car, Porsche's got a mechanical fault. And let's see where this brings us out here. Hopefully ahead of Ocon, or Albon, would be the dream. We go into our soft tyre. And it looks like we might... Who's that that's just gone past? That was Albon that just went past. So we're ahead of Ocon. We're in 10th still. And yeah, this is our soft tyre run now. So it's our time to burn. Alonso looks like he's going to do an extra stop to everybody. Now, we would have that option with doing. We could, instead of making one stop for a hard, go soft, and we have those tyres to do that because we did, we didn't do well in qualifying. So we've got the extra set of soft. So that's maybe something I can consider. But we'll see how things play out here. So fairly straightforward, doing past Albon down the straights up to 9th. So we're 8th and 9th now. And yeah, I'm just wondering if it is worth making the extra stop with Doan and sort of going softs all the way to the end here. So Doan, we sort of went back and forth DRS with a little bit with Albon, and he was just getting the overtake done. We were going to go and we'd saved up the battery to deploy and just drive off into the distance. And instead of driving off into the distance, we drove off into the dust. So that has destroyed that set of tyres. And it kind of means, I think now we are going soft, making the extra stop, aren't we? Because, yeah, the hard tyre's not going to get there. So, that's annoying. Alright, so we're on Doan's in-lap. He's behind Albon again. So, yeah, we are going to go soft to the end. It does kind of work out. I just think... Yeah, I mean, we probably couldn't have done too much different. We would have had to get the mediums roughly there anyway. We would, obviously we weren't budgeting on a lock-up. We'll get an idea of how the other strategy works, of course, because that's what Van Dorn's going to stick with, because he doesn't have the soft tyres, the 3 new sets of soft tyres that Doan has, so we can only do it with Jack. And let's see what we get here as we peel off into the pit lane. And let's hope we don't compound error on error and get a bad pit stop here, as sometimes seems to happen. Oh, a Bottas mechanical fault. Well, that'd be nice if it destroys Mercedes' race, wouldn't it? Oh, it's 2.1. It's the opposite of a pit stop error. It's going to be the fastest stop of the day, isn't it? It is. So that is needed. We can't push the tyre too hard, though we can go a little bit on it. So let's actually maybe do that. Let's also deploy whilst we have a tyre advantage over just about everybody, with the exception of Verstappen, who I don't think's in our race. And then Van Dorn will be coming in this lap to stick on the hard tyre. So we've got... we're actually got to be a little bit careful about getting lapped here as well, don't we? So we've got Hulkenberg in front of us and then Ricciardo in front of him. If Hulkenberg could just kindly get out of the way. Thank you, sir. And, yeah, we're very much racing for 9th here. And hopefully, well, assuming that everybody finishes, and hopefully just making sure that Doan outscores Pourchaire. Because it's looking as though Bottas, if he finishes, is going to have quite a good day. Which is disappointing for us, obviously. But here we go now with Stoff. Can we get another 2.1? That would be asking for a lot, wouldn't it? Not sure where we'll come out here. We were ahead of Doan, so we should stay ahead of Doan. That goes without saying. And I'm really pleased, and let's hope I don't jinx things here, but I'm really pleased that it looks like the tyres things have been fixed. And credit to them. Fairly quick. Oh, Doan's done the fastest lap. Go on, Jack. I don't think we've had a fastest lap yet, have we? Alright, so we're on Doan's in-lap for his last stop. Now this is going to work out for us, I think, because, and the reason I say it's going to work out for us, it's a 16-second gap back to Albon. Pourchaire's a second behind him, then it's 14 seconds back to Tsunoda, so we're going to come out in 11th, and we'll probably have 5 or 6 seconds that we need to catch up to get back to 9th. So that's going to be a nice recovery. And the other thing that's been happening is that Van Dorn's basically been getting pulled around by Doan, DRSing down the straights, going back and forth a little bit. We get another 2.1. The AVR boys done us very, very proud today. And we were charging up his battery, so we're going to have another crack at trying to get fastest lap back. Hamilton took it off us, but I don't think we need to be that much faster, and we've got a lot of tyre life to play with here between now and the end. So I don't know how far we are off getting lapped. It's Alonso behind us, so he's a little close. Yeah, a little close maybe, but we're going to be attacking this lap and hopefully making sure that we don't fall into his clutches. He's doing 16s. We're hopefully going to do a 14, and that'll pull us away. So the gap, we've got 4 seconds to the 2 in front. Again, hopefully we'll pull most of that in this lap. And let's see if we can do some purple sectors. We're already taking a second out of them. Not a fastest purple first sector. Now that's probably because we didn't have DRS. Now that might be a bit of a spanner in the works here. Did we need to have DRS to get fastest lap? We've done a purple second sector. These guys shouldn't hold us up too badly. We have caught them 4 seconds this lap. So it's been a very good lap, but I fear a little bit that little hold up in the final corner. No, it didn't cost us. It's a 14.0. Doohan has the fastest lap of the race. And he's about to go and get himself 9th spot back here, because this is Porsche on hard tyres. And yeah, it could be AVR's first ever fastest lap of the race. Now I'm looking at Bottas, 10 seconds. He's got a bit of a mechanical issue. We've got some battery there with Van Dorn. Let's use it. And let's see if we can, let's cool Dorn's tyres down a bit here. Let's see if we can put a little bit of pressure on Mr. Bottas there. If he thinks he's going to be able to just cruise around to the end and get away with this, we've got another thing coming for him. So if Norris wants to drop out, that'd be alright as well, of course. So Bottas is pushing. He's just done a green first sector for him. And the gap is, we've pulled out the time we need on Porsche, so that's not going to trouble us. So let's see. He's done a 17.7. What's Van Dorn done here? 16.2. So he's taken a second and a half out of him that lap. We can probably push for one more. And then we'll run out of battery. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can just force him into a retirement, perhaps. Alright, we have 3 laps to go. That was Bottas just turning into the corner at the end of when we were sort of coming down the straight. I'm really trying. We're really taking everything out of the tyres. I just think we might fall a little bit short. The only thing we might be, as I said, the whole point of this was to try and, not let him coast to the line. So hopefully he's going to, do something that forces a retirement. I don't think on just actual pace we're going to be able to catch him, and if we're going to run out of tyres before we do that anyway. But we've got plenty of time behind us, 9 seconds to do, and then 20 seconds back to Albon. So there's no real desperate need. And I mean, let's be honest, we're 8th and 9th. We're basically battling Mercedes anyway. And we've also got the bonus point for fastest lap. Porsche's not going to score a point, so we're going to break roughly even with Mercedes here anyway. So it's not the end of the world if we don't get here. And like I say, with about to come around to start the last lap, I don't think it's going to be possible. But it's been a pretty good race. It's a track that I thought would suit our car anyway. I do wonder if this is maybe a track traditionally where teams do bring upgrades. So I wonder if maybe Mercedes has done that. Although, we're not that far behind Bottas at the end, albeit with his mechanical issue. And Porsche is, again, with the mechanical issue, but outside the points. So Alonso has won in Spain. That's going to be happy days. We might just call this off, actually, because I don't need him to crash. We're not going to catch 2.8 seconds in half a lap. And yeah, Doohan, I sort of called off his big sprint for the line a little while ago as well. So yeah, it's been, Doohan's recovery drive, let's take a minute for that. Absolutely stunning, with an extra stop as well, which was self-inflicted because he, threw it down the road. But I think it probably would have worked out quicker anyway. And Alonso had the same strategy and he won. So it's 8th for Van Dorn, it's 9th and a fastest lap for Doohan. And that is, we'll see where that leaves us at the end of the race here. And where it leaves us is Van Dorn down 2, Doohan up 7 with the fastest lap. So we've got 7 points to their 6. So we've actually ended up outscoring them, which is nice. So Van Dorn and he actually loses out a little bit personally. And Doohan just sort of secures himself there in 9th. And the constructors, yeah, we've pulled out an extra point. So it's looking very good, albeit a long way to go. But it's looking very good for 4th here. And the pit stops, we were 1st, we were 3rd, and that is going to move us, or at least it's going to move us up into 2nd place. So yeah, that's excellent. We're a long way behind Red Bull, but yeah, that's we're in a good spot in Spain, that's for sure. And next up is the Austrian Sprint Weekend, so a point chance for extra points. Now, if you've enjoyed that one, of course, hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in Austria for the Sprint Weekend at the Red Bull Ring, and hopefully we can just keep extending that lead over Mercedes, although I'm looking at this, there's 3 very long straights here, isn't there? So maybe it won't be such a good race for us after all. Take care.